Liz Peek joining us this morning. It's Wednesday here in New York City, and she's sitting right next to me. Do you agree with me? Kamala Harris should be mentioned in there as part of the pessimism.
Yeah, I think Nikki Haley has been making that case very forcefully, and I think she's totally right. When people go to vote next fall, if indeed Joe Biden is the candidate, they have to be aware that a vote for Joe Biden is a vote for Kamala Harris. And guess what? Kamala Harris has lower approval ratings, lower favorability than Joe Biden. So I think most people are going to take that pretty seriously. I would also say, in terms of Bret Stephens, I think he's a little late to the party, honestly, Stuart. These things have been going on for some time. And by the way, it isn't like God intervened and opened the border or created inflation. This was stuff on Joe Biden's doorstep that he has taken no responsibility for whatsoever. In his first 100 days in office, there were 94 executive orders opening the border, basically dismantling everything that Donald Trump had done as president to protect our border. That is on Joe Biden. Energy prices, ditto. Huge number of executive orders and other moves that he's made to basically stomp out U.S. oil and gas production and turn over pricing of oil worldwide to Saudi Arabia and now to Russia. So guess what? It isn't just that these things have happened on his watch. He has caused the problems, and I think Americans are aware of that.
Very much so. You have a new piece, and it's titled, Why U.S. Consumers May Crush Biden's re-election Hopes. Make your case.
Well, look, the U.S. consumer has been the engine that could for the entire world. The world has been growing courtesy of the American consumer, who now is getting maxed out. And I think it's remarkable we haven't actually had more conversation about this. Spending in the last month was up 0.8%, income up 0.2%. The difference was made up by less savings rate down now to 3.5% versus historically more around 8%, and also increasing debt on all kinds of things, debt on car loans, debt on credit cards, debt on private label cards, stores and so forth. So what's the upshot of this? Everything's fine until consumers get nervous about the job market or about their income, and then they begin to rein in. I think that's happening now. The consumer sentiment number from the Conference Board plummeted last month unexpectedly after rising for several months in a row. And the reason, according to their economists, was people talking about the job market not being so tight, which is true. The JOLTS number actually is down now, and wages are coming. The rate of increase in wages is coming down a little bit. Jobs market clearly loosening. People are feeling it. The Fed may not be aware of it, but people are aware of it. Yeah. And I think they're going to haul in their spending, at which point all this happy talk about the economy and the soft landing and so forth, I think we get another look at that.
Key words, people are aware of it.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Liz. Always good. Appreciate it.
Thank you.